weekend long and really the last week, the development of a very powerful winter storm system that was impacting areas from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Texas, all the way across the south and southeast, and continuing to work its way further north and northeast of our area. So, a very large system impacting a lot of people. And the reason why the system was so tricky is because we had a bunch of different types of precipitation with it. And we're still seeing all of those on the table for right now. Now, looking at the big picture, we're kind of wedged between this very sweet spot. So when we essentially get what we call a wedge, that generally speaking always wins. And that is the exact case in this particular system, in the sense that we are wedged between the worst of the impacts. So again, we're on the good side of things, at least for now. We will start to improve things. Not saying we're completely out of the woods though, because there have been reports of some slick conditions and some outages all throughout this morning in particular. We've had trees down. We've seen it all over the last 24 hours. Wanted to take a closer look into kind of what we're seeing right now. Yes, we still have a little bit of it all on the table for right now. Most of us are seeing that transition into some decent downpours, especially over towards Crossville. However, towards Williamsburg and right across the Tennessee-Kentucky state line into Tennessee, approaching La Follette, that's where we're still seeing some of that pink mix in. So they haven't quite seen that transition just yet into all rain, but they should here shortly. So if you're still seeing some of the pink on the radar, yes, there's still going to be some slick spots. The rest of us, I think our temperatures are right near freezing to just above freezing, so things will start to improve as the day moves on. Yesterday, yes, we picked up a little bit of snow. I was very excited to see at least some of those big flakes start to fall yesterday afternoon. And then, as we really predicted and forecasted, that transition into freezing rain and sleet happened late in the afternoon, and you might have seen some pictures like this. I'm going to show you a couple here. We had a beautiful setup initially with some of the snow starting to fall, and then conditions really deteriorated very quickly. So we had some nice snowfall. I saw it at my place. I'm near downtown Knoxville, but I want to point out this one in particular. We had a great shot here from Oak Ridge from Serena McGill, and you can see the icicles that formed on what appears to be a heating lamp here. Now, this is the concern moving forward. We are looking at the potential of some isolated spots seeing refreezing. So that's going to be a big concern for us. But you might have noticed yesterday when we ultimately transitioned into freezing rain and sleet, it didn't take long for conditions to really start to change fairly quickly. I was watching my porch in particular, and I was seeing really the railing on that, the pavement on the porch also starting to become a little bit slick. So temperatures really impacted what we were seeing there. Now that we have rain on tap for us, we are going to see some improvements throughout the day. So that is good news in the sense that we will see some improvements, but it is going to come with a lot of rain throughout the day. And I don't want you to let your guard down moving forward. So today, very rainy day. It is going to be a cold rain too. We're only looking at temperatures kind of hovering that 40-degree mark moving throughout our Sunday. This is for most spots. Some spots are going to be in the upper 30s, lower 40s, but nonetheless, it's a cold rain. It's adding up very quickly, and it's going to take some time for any bit of rain that does fall to really dry on out. So as we look at the latest timing, we're likely to get into some pockets of heavy rainfall throughout the daytime today. So by midday, I anticipate pretty much everyone seeing all rain at this point. We're continuing to see that rain stick around through the end of the afternoon. Now, the key with this forecast is if this rain exits a little bit sooner, I'm talking 2, maybe 3 o'clock, I think our conditions will be better heading into tomorrow. If it doesn't, and it shows that we could potentially see this rain sticking around through 4, maybe 5 o'clock, we have a very brief window where we're actually going to dry things out. So that's the key with things. So As we start to dry things out, we're talking temperatures by 8:30 tonight, already getting into the 30s. It really depends on where you are, though. We've got a drastic span of temperatures at this point. But for most of us, we're already dipping into the 30s, maybe even the 20s for a few locations. But for everyone approaching midnight, we're below freezing for most of us. So this is going to be a drastic change with how it feels outside. We see that potential for flash freezing occurring as we get closer towards midnight tonight. But then on the flip side of that, we have what's called wraparound moisture. Could potentially lead to some lingering snow showers, mainly across the higher peaks into early tomorrow morning. Those are going to be spots that I do anticipate definitely seeing some slick conditions on the roads tomorrow morning. But area-wide, we're waking up in the teens and the lower 20s for a few spots, but for most of us in the teens. So very, very cold conditions rapidly working into the forecast. And this is really just the start of that very cold weather that we'll start to see over the next couple of days. So any bit of moisture that is still left on the ground by the time our temperatures drop below freezing has the potential to refreeze. Bridges freeze faster, so keep that in mind. Back roads, side streets, I'm thinking neighborhoods for tomorrow morning. I'm not necessarily saying the main roads, and I don't think this is going to be an area-wide event. I hope it's not. Yes, things can change. It really depends, again, when that rain exits. But the potential for refreezing and black ice will be possible because we already have cold weather advisories in place for majority of our area through Tuesday. Tuesday is really where we see our temperatures tumble. But as we walk through some of these temperatures, we're waking up Monday morning primarily in the teens, maybe a few low 20s. Afternoon highs sitting well below freezing. We're lucky if we get into the upper 20s for Monday afternoon. And then watch what happens Tuesday morning, waking up in the single digits to about 10 degrees for most of us. But the feels like temperatures are going to be significantly less. So it is going to be bitter cold. We will likely extend our first alert weather day through Tuesday morning because we're talking dangerous cold heading into the next couple of days. So again, don't let your guard down, even though we're seeing rain today, which again is helping us out. I will say we truly lucked out in the sense that we are seeing this rain today because my family in South Carolina, they are in the iciest of the conditions and likely going to see those impacts worsen as the day progresses. For us, we need to watch black ice tomorrow, possible lingering effects into Tuesday morning. But for most of us, we're looking at wind chill values Tuesday morning near 0 to 7 degrees. That's the feels like temperature. So we continue to keep the cold around through the end of January, even kicking off the start of the month. So lots to watch in the next couple of days. Just a good reminder to make sure you are staying up to date with our weather app. We have got a lot unpacked in this forecast and it is all on our app. You can download it, easy to use. I use it every single day. Also, we send personalized videos. We update the temperatures, everything that you're seeing on there, we control. So again, it's a very good tool to have. It's also a good tool to have if you're trying to see where the system is. You can pull up that radar and it'll show you those exact current conditions. So again, stay with us all throughout today, but especially moving into the next couple of days as we continue to track the cold temperatures plummeting into the next few days.